What up YouTube? Welcome back to another Division 2 video, and today, after a while, we're diving back into the vendor resets. Of course, showing you everything, doing it as fast as I can, but still giving you a few details, information what to do best with that gear or weapon. Thanks for clicking my content, really appreciate you joining me, and if you like my content and want to help the channel out, smash that like button and of course hit that subscribe button with that little notification bell next to it to keep informed whenever I upload new Division 2 videos. But are you ready? Let's go! And there we are guys, first vendor, of course the White House. Mechanical animal is for sale, the named AR with future perfection on there. Could be a decent buy, a little bit low in rolls, and in my opinion roll the critical hit damage away for some damage to target out of cover if you like to buy it. Vector SBR .45, already having damage to armor on there. Not loving the talent, so in my opinion roll the talent away for something that you like or something you like to see on this SBR Vector. And the rest is pretty decent. Of course needs a little bit of work, but it already comes with damage to armor. ACRE, not loving the combo from magazine size and near sighted on there, so in my opinion leave it here. Same for the military M9. It's a handgun, just go for the open world and never buy it, except if it's of course a god roll. Backpack from Wyvern could be nice, but I'm not loving the combo of status effect and leadership on there. The critical hit chance is very nice if you want to go for a crit skill build, but then I would love to see like skill damage instead of that status effect on there, because I want to get that leadership away. And then over to the China Light Vest Vanguard, 8.8 explosive resistance, skill haste on there, not great if you ask me. Over to the mod, 7.4% headshot damage, 6.4% duration for your drone, 5.7% duration for your turret, and 4% burn duration for your sticky launcher. But let's head over to the clans and see what they sell us this week. And there we are guys, the Mozambique special is for sale at the clan vendor, the named handgun, but please leave it here, not worth a buy in my opinion. Nego gloves with 13.9% weapon damage and 7.6% hazard protection. If you're still looking for the Nego gloves, definitely roll the hazard protection away for some critical hit chance or critical hit damage, even headshot damage, whatever you like to go for, and then upgrade the weapon damage. Over to the Strikers gear, 5.5% critical hit chance on the vest and only 9.6% weapon damage, but that doesn't really matter because that 5.5% critical hit chance is decent enough. Roll that weapon damage to that max cap and optimize the critical hit chance. Hunter's Fury, 12.1% weapon damage and 17.4% repair skills on the holster. I would love to see it a little bit higher. You need to optimize it too much in my opinion. Even the repair skills you need to roll away, and in my opinion if you want to go for this holster then go for some critical hit chance or damage. Military G36 with maxed out headshot damage already on there. Ranger on there, very nice talent to have. Roll the assault rifle damage to that max cap and optimize the health damage and you have a god roll military G36. Could be a decent buy. Custom P416 has all the rolls that you want on there. The damage to target out of cover of course. And then Optimist. Optimist is a very nice talent as well, but you can still change it if you don't like the talent on there. But the rest, the core attributes and the attributes are the things that you want. Just optimize them to that max cap and you have a god roll custom P416. Then over to the Alps gloves, 6.5% weapon handling and 10.5% critical hit damage. Not loving this combo on the Alps set. Over to the Sokolov knee pads, 9.2% weapon damage, too low if you ask me, but it already has 10.8% critical hit damage, so you can roll the status effect away for whatever you think is necessary. Over to the holster from Gilligard, a rainbow roll, but could be a decent rainbow roll if you want that critical hit chance on there. Roll that repair skills away because it almost has 150k armor, and then of course that 4.4% critical hit chance. Could be a decent buy. 511 mask, never liked the 511 to be honest with you. I'm not loving the combination of that health, incoming repair and that hazard protection. If the health and the hazard protection maybe would switch around, that could be interesting, but now please leave it here. Then the Murakami vest with 11.2% skill haste, 3.7k armor regeneration, entrenched on there, but I'm not loving the combo of entrenched and armor regeneration. In my opinion, please leave it here. Over to the mods, 4.8% critical hit chance, 6.6% health for your mine, the 8.9% shock resistance could be a decent buy, and the 8.4% scan range for your drone. But let's head over to the theater and see what they sell us this week. And there we are guys, at the theater. The artist tool is for sale here, of course the named rifle with perfect rifleman on there, but in my opinion please leave it here. The attributes are trash. Custom M870 strained on there could be nice, but the attributes are too low and I'm not loving the critical hit damage on there. Over to the 1886 spike on there, not loving that roll, and then the critical hit chance, I don't know if you like that combo on there. Then over to the Overlord gloves, too low to buy in my opinion, and it has skill repair, so you can't roll or the weapon damage or the critical hit damage to that max cap, because you do not want that repair skills on there, or at least not in my opinion. Over to the knee pads of Douglas Harding, 8.3% hazard and 15k health, but the weapon damage is too low and you do not want that health on there, so please leave it here. Over to the mods, 8.6% bleed resistance, then we got the 6% healing for your mine, then we got 1% damage bonus per enemy, the lowest that you can find, so hell no, please do not buy this. You are being a thief of your own wallet. Over to the 8.1% speed for your Firefly, and then the 6% health for your decoy. But let's jump over to the campus and see what they sell us this week. And there we are at the campus. The darkness is the first thing we can pick up. The named marksman rifle with of course perfect eyeless on there, but it's too low to buy in my opinion. Damage to armor is already on there, but you need to invest too much to get this to a god roll. Tactical 308, ignited, and the magazine size on there, no thank you, I'm not loving that combination. Classic RPK, look at that LMG damage guys, 8.7%. Not loving the reload speed on there, it's way too low to buy. The mask from Empress International, 8.2% hazard protection, 3.7k armor regeneration. If you wanna combine the hazard protection with the Empress International, then roll the armor regeneration away for whatever you think is necessary. Golan holster, not loving this rainbow roll. The armor is too low and I would love to see something else as the red than headshot damage. Over to the mods, 9.9% skill haste. Over to the 13.9% share health for your cam launcher, the 8.3% stim efficiency for your hive, over to the 6.4% cone size for your pulse, and the 5.8 shock radius for your shock traps. But that's pretty much it for this vendor. Let's head over to the DZs and see what they sell us this week. And there we are guys, at DZ East, our first DZ, and look at this, the Hollow Man is for sale again, and it has a 9.3% hazard protection. This is the highest I've ever seen, and this is a must buy, definite must buy of the week. Roll that armor to that max cap, optimize that last 0.7% hazard protection, and you have a god rolled Hollow Man mask. Definitely go for this. Covert SRS, please leave it here, too expensive for the Dark Zone credits in my opinion. Same as for the Black Market RPK. Breadbasket on there, headshot damage, no thank you. Negotiator's Dilemma mask, too low to buy. Although the 4.5% critical hit chance is already on there, so you only have to optimize at 1.5% and then roll the weapon damage to that max cap. And if you have enough Dark Zone credits, you could buy it, but in my opinion, it's too expensive. Same as for the rigger. This has a skill tier, always craft it. Never buy it, because it has a skill tier. You can always roll that attribute for whatever you want. And then over to the Douglas and Harding. Mask, 12.5% weapon damage, 7.2% headshot damage and 8.4% hazard protection. Could be something, but too low to buy in my opinion, especially for that 102 DZ creds. Over to the RNK holster. Again, it's skill tier and I'm not loving the combo of weapon handling and skill damage on there. I would love to see something else and it's too low to buy in my opinion. And then over to the mods, but y'all know my opinion about the mods. They are way too expensive to buy within the Dark Zone. Please just go for the open world, go for the summit, but not buy them in the Dark Zone for 73 DZ creds. No thank you. Let's hop over to the next DZ. And there we are, DZ South Mozambique special here again, but now for that 153 DZ creds. Hell nah. The CMMG Banshee, too low if you ask me. Look at that SMD damage, only 9.5%. PDR could be nice, but I'm not loving the combo of the steady-handed and the critical hit damage. In my opinion, please leave it here. The first wave, handgun, go for the open world, never buy it, and never buy it in the DZ for 102 DZ creds. Backpack from Negotiator's Dilemma, weapon handling on there, and the weapon damage is way too low. Tip of the spear, too low if you ask me, and I would love to see something else on there as skill damage, and the weapon damage is too low to buy in my opinion. Backpack from 511, you know my opinion on 511, and this is a rainbow roll and not a great one. Then over to Seska. Double yellows on there, empathic resolve, and I don't know if you want this combination on a Seska. I wouldn't. And over to the mods, you know my opinion, way too expensive to buy in the DZs. Please go for the open world or even go for the summit. But let's head over to our last DZ. And there we are, last DZ, DZ West. The Virginian is for sale, the named rifle with perfect boomerang on there, but too low in rolls to be honest. And the health damage, would love to see something else. AC 12 could be something, strained already on there. Damage to armor of course, almost max out shotgun damage, and then roll that critical hit chance for something else. For example, damage to target out of cover. You have a pretty decent one. Although that 102 DZ creds, I don't know if it's worth it. Over to the UIC 15, too low to buy in my opinion. 7% rifle damage, and then with ignited, I don't know if you like it, I wouldn't. Over to the Future Initiative, you know the drill, skill tier, so always craft it. That attribute is always just one, you can roll it whatever you want. It will always be a god roll. Over to the Hunter's Fury, too low to buy, and you do not want that status effect on there. Over to the Hannah U gloves, 8.3% explosive resistance on there, and that's what you want. Hell no, please leave it here guys. The 9.2% skill haste is too low, so please farm it in the open world if you want to go for that skill haste. And if you want to buy it, then roll that explosive resistance away for something else like skill damage for example. Over to the Badger Tough knees, could be decent but nah. Health on there and the rest of the core attributes, and the attributes are too low, especially for that 101 DZ creds. Then over to the mods, but y'all know my opinion, please leave him here, they are way too expensive. But let's head over to New York and see what the last two vendors sell us. And there we are at New York, converted SMG 9 for sale, but please leave it here, too low in attributes. Surplus SVD could be nice with breadbasket on there, but in my opinion too low to buy. Lightweight M4, maxed out damage to armor, but the core attributes and the talent combination is not what I'm looking for. Military M9, pistol, go for the open world. Never buy it in my opinion, so please leave it here. Backpack from Hanayu, not loving the health and the talent on there, so please leave it here. Gloves from Wyvern, double blue, no thank you. Mask from Wyvern, 16.1% repair skills and 8.4% status effect. Could be something, but it's pretty low if you ask me. I would love to see some skill damage on there instead of that repair skills. Of course you can roll it on there and then optimize that last 1.6% status effect, but then it's not worth it in my opinion. You can easily get it in the open world. Over to the mods, 9.9% skill haste, 15.8k armor on kill, 1 extra cluster mine for your mines, 4 stinger charges for your hive, and a 6.2% duration for your sticky launcher. And let's head over to our last vendor of today. And there we are, last vendor of today. Military P416 is for sale. Too low in rolls if you ask me, and we already seen that other gun, the custom P416, and that's a better buy. Over to the SOCOM MK20. Too low in rolls, and I'm not loving optimal range on a marksman rifle in combo with that sadist. Over to the classic M1A, looks pretty decent with the maxed out critical hit damage, but then look at that rifle damage and the stability and spike on there. All the other attributes or even the talent is not what you're looking for, so please leave it here. Police 686 Magnum, leave it here guys, just a handgun, go for the open world. Backpack from 511, please leave it here, or at least in my opinion leave it here. Not loving the 511 brand set. Over to the Walker and Harris gloves, could be decent, but it's a little bit too low in rolls. In my opinion, if you want to pick it up, roll that explosive resistance away for whatever you think is necessary and optimize the rest. Over to the Overlord, could be decent as well, a bit on the low side of attributes because you need to optimize a few, but if you want to pick it up, roll that health away for something else. And then over to the last mods of this week, 8.2% skill duration, the 8.2% disorient resistance, the 4.2% burn damage for your turret, 4.1% damage for your cam launcher, and at last the 4.8% blast radius for your sticky payload. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for today. This was the vendor reset. Of course tomorrow I'm gonna close the whole vendor reset of this week with Cassie Mendoza. We could find a few nice pieces, but a definite must buy is that Hollow Man mask at the DZs. Definitely pick that up. Farm the DZs a little bit for those credits and get your mask. And yes guys, I'm back to the Division. Maybe a little bit less of content on the YouTube, but I'm gonna stream almost every day, or at least 5 times a week from Monday till Friday. So hit me up on Twitch if you're curious. Just hop in the stream, have some fun, because Heartland is around the corner. But for today guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button. And of course the notification bell. PurePrime out!